welcome to the run of the race. Brittany Taylor and Mark Warwood with you to review the final meeting from Belmont Park before we switch back to headquarters. But before we jump in and look at the local numbers to come out of the punting form data from the weekend, Mark, it was another very, very proud day for West Aussies when we looked at the performance of Blackheart Bart.
If you just backed a WA form over at Caulfield on Sunday, you would be able to pay off your mortgage on Monday morning with Pushing Shapes winning and Blackheart Bart winning. At
astronomical figures as well. I think they're going to start respecting that Perth form a little bit more now, because we've now seen Gadding, Pushing Shapes, Blackheart Bart. These are all, and Scales of Justice as well, all at big odds as well. In terms of the data, what sort of numbers was Blackheart Bart able to record?
He ran minus 13.9, which is his second best run since he's been back in work with Lindsay Smith. He wasn't as good as his first up run, about 2 lengths better than his second up run, but a really good performance by Blackheart Bart off what was a fast tempo set by Trapford Fools.
It is just an extraordinary training performance. So well done to Lindsay Smith. That was just wonderful scenes there at Caulfield. What wasn't so wonderful was the performance of Enticing Star. It was disappointing to see her perform under her best on Saturday, but when you look at the figures, it wasn't really suited for her, was it?
Certainly wasn't. The race leader went to the 600 mark 2.5 lengths slower than benchmark. Of course, this was a Group 2, so when you factor in the class as well, it's several lengths slower than benchmark. Punting form had it mapped as a very slowly run race. She came home quite well, but she certainly ran out of puff over the last 400 metres. Not good enough to win the Everest off that, and it'd be interesting to see whether she even goes around.
Very much a case of watch this space with Enticing Star. Let's now turn our attention to the local meeting at Belmont. And the first race, it was a maiden, and it was taken out by Be Quick.
Led the way from Indecisive, back on the inside, Validation third, Zip Zam Zoom going easily for McNaught fourth. She's coming out 3 deep at the 500. Looks like Magic under pressure back near the inside as they turn, and then Be Quick to the outside in front of the full quid. Guess so. Balancing up down by the 350. Indecisive, Frosty Bell. Now Be Quick lets down, and Validation drives up on the inside at the 200. Be Quick, Validation from Zip Zam Zoom sticking on between them. On the outside, Be Quick from Zip Zam Zoom, Validation, but Be Quick is too quick, and Be Quick had beaten Zip Zam.
Be Quick taking out the opener there, and for a maiden, the class figure is actually quite good.
Yep. Fastest sectionals by Be Quick, including the fastest splits from the 6 to the 4, the 4 to the 2 and the 2 to the winning post. Big drift on course, probably based on the trial form behind a Zip Zap Zoom, but a worthy winner, Be Quick. Doesn't make the file. Following Zip Zap Zoom out of this race was a very good return off what was a very, very long break. Looking at the horse in the run as well, I think he'd probably appreciate a faster tempo. Indecisive is the forget horse, big betting drifter, settled second in a moderately run race and came out the slowest of the lot, and I will forgive Validation here. I thought this horse would lead. I think they should have led, just as she did in her recent trial.
All right, let's take a look at race number 2. This was another maiden, this one over the 1400, taken out by Jarman.
Really hard the first half of the race. Carmel Bay goes up there at its girth. Prize Nemesis enjoying a cosy run here to the home bend. Coming around them, 3 wide, Blacktastic. Being followed then by Jarman onto its back with the white cap. Sunol then. Followed deeper out by Son of the Sun. And further back behind those when they turned is Baffling. At the 350, Blacktastic reaches the lead from Jarman. Back behind them, battling away Rexford. Then Sublime Image getting into the clear, followed by Son of the Sun at the 150, however. And Jarman has kicked away. It's Jarman clear. It's home from Sublime Image and Sentimental Gift. Prize Nemesis getting badly strung up on the fence, but Jarman's going to win it.
Jarman breaking his maiden. Well, race 1 we just talked about being the maiden that was probably a good one to follow because it was better than average for the class. This one, not so much. 5.8 lengths worse than the class average.
Yeah, Jarman got away with this. I think good gate, good in running position. Fastest 4 from the 2. That's when he put the race to bed. I don't think he's the horse to follow out of this race. I think Sentimental Gift is settled 11th in the run off what was a very slow tempo. Fastest sectionals, including clearly the fastest last 200 metres. I'm forgetting Prize Nemesis. It was held up from the turn to the 200, but he's not an easy horse to ride. He's now run out of chances for me, and you've got to forgive Snow Bamboo. Difficult to load before the race, bounded at the start, lost 3 lengths, and therefore was really no chance whatsoever.
All right, race number 3, this set up as one of the races of the day. Both before the race, when we looked at it on paper, it looked to be a cracker. And I think that's exactly what it turned out to be. Here's Red Can Man.
Sort showed the way at a good gallop too. A length and a half clear from Red Can Man. Nakovi's on the fence third. Fourth is Specialism being felt for. Then Pure Dynamite, Shadow Shifter, Rio Del Mar. Still 6-7 lengths from the leader, which has now shifted about 2 or 3, 4 off the rail now as they come to the 300. Some Sort from Red Can Man. Nakovi down on the inside picking up. It's Some Sort shaken up by McNaught. Red Can Man sticks with it. So does Nakovi down on the inside. Red Can Man, Nakovi. Nakovi's got up on the inside. Red Can Man, Nakovi. Nakovi, Red Can Man. They'll go to it. Red Can Man.
What a performance this was by Red Can Man against some really quality gallopers. Minus 5.5, that's the best figure we've seen for this crop of newly turned 3-year-olds. He's one to follow, I think.
Certainly is. Excellent return, settled second in what was a pretty reasonably run race and got that inside run when Some Sort came off the turn. Follow Red Can Man. I think we'll be going towards the better races during the carnival. I'm forgetting Power of St George here. According to Joe Azzopardi, the horse raced flat. I think that's not really what went on here. I think this horse was just simply out of its depth in this grade. And I will forgive Rio Del Mar. Fastest sectionals, including clearly the fastest last 200 metres. The wide gate made it difficult for William Pike. Settled 7th. Would like to have seen her settle a bit closer. She's worth one more go.
Yeah, certainly looks that way. All right, let's take a look at race number 4. This was an event for the stayers, and Bunker Buster has been in some really good form since rejoining the camp of Adam Durrant. Here he is, winning again.
On the outside now by Bunker Buster, who's being put into the race by McNaught, going up to join Bon Senior. Maserati down on the inside, cluttered away, coming into the home bend. 450 left to go. Defiantly had found the back of Bunker Buster. At the ready last of all, but it's Uncle Lino making all haste for the judge. 300 left to go. Uncle Lino got away by 2.5 lengths. Deep Purple, followed by High Energy down the outside. Bunker Buster, there's the rails run for Maserati coming through as well. Uncle Lino the leader. Bunker Buster, Maserati down on the inside. It's still Uncle Lino. Bunker Buster gets square, draws level now, puts the head in front. The fave's going to be just a little too good.
Bunker Buster winning again. This horse has been in some really consistent form, and now a Cal Cup potentially beckons.
You can't knock winning form, but what you can knock is the ratings this horse is running. He's yet to beat benchmark in his entire career, so I'm just not sold on him yet, and he certainly doesn't make the file. The follow horse, I think, is Maserati here. Fastest last 400 metres, including from the 4 to the 2. He's running really, really well. He just needs a fast run race. This was run pretty slowly. Same goes for High Energy. I'm willing to forgive this horse. They tried to be a little bit more forward in the run, and he was very, very keen. He needs a faster tempo. He stays all day. And forgetting Galaxy Blaze here, they fitted the noseband incorrectly, but they decided to go back to Geraldton with this horse and away from the city.
All right, this next race had plenty of eyeballs on one horse, and that was Cockney Crew, who was the favourite after that dominant first up victory. But in the end, and it was a tight finish, but Taxagano got the nod.
Cockney Crew out on top by a length and a half now from Taxagano, trying to stick there on this pressure in the middle stages of the race as Hall again goes for home. He puts his foot back down onto the accelerator. The 4-year-old responds, kicks 2 clear again from Taxagano, ridden along and sticking on. Heavenly Affair down on the inside, followed by Missile Launch with his claim. Then behind them, Western Temple. Hall forced to go for the whip now on Cockney Crew. Taxagano keeps coming with Missile Launch. Missile Launch, Taxagano. Cockney Crew fights Western Temple, trying to get through. Hall lifting Cockney Crew. Taxagano, they split it. Great go. I think the
a brilliant performance by Taxagano, who's been an unlucky galloper, records a figure of minus 7.9. It's a really, really strong figure, but it must be said, Cockney Crew missing that kick probably didn't help matters.
Certainly didn't. New personal best by Taxagano by almost 2 lengths. He absolutely loves a war, this horse, and when it turned into one, he was the one you wanted to be on. He's not the follow horse here because he's going to cop a penalty. I am going to follow Cockney Crew here. A new personal best by just under half a length. He's now got 3 ratings that are -7 or better. He just went a little bit too hard after missing the kick, and that's what cost him the race. I'm forgetting Firefox here, cast a plate and came back with an abrasion. A new personal best by a length, but finished last in this race, and I've certainly got my doubts about her overall ability. And I will forgive Heavenly Affair, the Belmont Horse of the Year, new personal best. Lucy Warwick was a little bit disappointed in the run. I think there was no reason at all to think that way. She's just eligible for easier. She can go back into graduation grade.
And congratulations to the connections of Heavenly Affair, a wonderful Belmont season and very worthy winner of the Belmont Horse of the Year. We'll take a quick break now, and on the other side we'll have a look at the back half of the meeting.
Better your betting experience with Tab Touch. Watch Sky Racing and race replays on the go. Get free Giddy Up premium form. Access your winnings faster with past the post payouts. And keep your winnings if there's a protest. Better your betting experience with Tab Touch. You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Welcome back to the run of the race, where we are up to race number 6, and unfortunately this was an incident-plagued event where we saw Sean McGruddy fall off Blue Horse. Thankfully both horse and rider are okay, but it caused a bit of chaos with some of the horses back in the field. But Beaucount, who has been a deserving horse and one that we've talked about plenty on this show, he gets his win.
About 10 lengths in front coming up to the home corner. The actual leader, Beaucount, though, by a length and a half. Ferngrove, Adrian McPhee, and the others, they're almost in another suburb behind these three horses coming around the turn. Deception Game and Gage, followed further back by Here Comes Lenny, King of Judah. At the 300, Beaucount called upon by 10. Adrian McPhee's making a real race of it, though. Ferngrove battles away. Daylight back to Kiora Star running on. Adrian McPhee got the head in front from on the rail. Beaucount trying to lift. Beaucount comes back with Adrian McPhee. Adrian McPhee, Beaucount. Beaucount gets his head back in front for Tan, though. He lifts, finds, and he wins at Beaucount.
Beaucount wins there in what was a very high-paying trifecta. The horses that were settling 1, 2 and 3 behind the riderless horse are the horses that have finished in the money. So it makes it difficult to take out of this race.
Yeah, I thought Kiora Star was okay. Finished 5th, was at the back of the field when Sean McGruddy fell, and was certainly impeded by the fall. Second fastest last 200 as well. I think Kiora Star can win in this grade. I'm forgetting Here Comes Lenny was my top selection on Saturday. Had to evade Sean McGruddy as well, but not a sufficient excuse for the performance. I just think Here Comes Lenny has gone at the game, and you have to forgive Blue Horse. Only had 300 metres of the race gone when Sean McGruddy fell off. He's now heading for a spell, having copped a bit of a laceration to its head.
I want to say that I would like to give Here Comes Lenny a medal for the way he just hurdled, and Lucy Warwick hurdled Sean McGruddy. It was amazing to watch how they were able to clear him. Let's take a look at the next race. This one was won by a horse that originally was first up, No Trial, and the camp admitted that perhaps he needed the run. He was on song second up on Saturday. It's Molten.
Timing now eases back in behind its heels. They're being followed by Masquerade, Why Choose Her, King's Authority and Tomasa are well back, and so's Damn Ready. They're about to set sail for home at the 400. Dia Della Razza led into the home straight, a length and a half to more races. Molten over on the inside looking to get off the heels, and now does so to come after the leader, Dia Della Razza. When he did, the run came for Why Choose Her. Molten is going absolutely half pace at the 150. He lets Molten down now, put paid to Dia Della Razza. Why Choose Her getting home quickly down on the inside. He's into Molten. Molten's in front. Molten gets there. Scrambled.
Molten wins, recording a figure of -2.3. What did you make of this performance?
Oh, look, the trainer said it all after the race. They made a mistake going first up without a trial. Second up, he was a lot fitter and he just about held on. He doesn't make the file. I just don't think he wants any further than 1,000 metres. The horses that do, I'm willing to forgive Tomasa here. Fastest last 2 and 400 metres. The first time this horse has been over the 1,000 metres. Thought it was an okay run over a new trip, and the wide gate certainly didn't help. Forgetting Man Time, new trainer here, didn't beat benchmark to the 600 and still came home with the second slowest sectionals. And following Why Choose Her, impeded in the straight, fastest 8 to the 6, 6 to the 4 and the 4 to the 2. Then the traffic problems came. Why Choose Her probably could have won the race.
All right, now we turn our attention to the listed birthday stakes, the highlight of the program on Saturday, as you'll see in a moment. It wasn't the best recorded figure of the day, but it was pretty exciting in terms of giving us some pointers coming towards the Tab Touch Masters later in the year. This was a phenomenal performance by Man Booker.
Quarters on Akanar Star, Snow Lord 3 deep. Over on the inside, Lady Cosmology heeled up to stay on the bridle, tracking. Great shot into the home bend. Stage Man is handy just behind those, followed by First Among Equals, being tracked up by Samarsdat. Into the straight at the 350. Over on the inside, great shot just in front from Akanar Star. Lady Cosmology squeezed easing up. Stage Man letting down, and here comes Sammersdat down the extreme outside. Stage Man nearing the 100, reaches the lead. Look at Man Booker. Man Booker from last. He's picking them up, goes 2 to their 1, and Man Booker with a scintillating last.
Man Booker's come from behind win was absolutely astonishing. You have a look at that last 600 figure. Minus 11.6, that's almost 12 lengths better than average for the final 600 of what was only a moderate speed. 3 lengths worse than average for that leader to the 600.
Talking about the speed, we'll start with the Forgive here, this Lady Cosmology. I thought she might lead this or certainly be right next to Great Shot, but they went very slowly. I thought he should have gone faster on this horse. Third fastest last 200 metres, but she didn't use her gait and her ability to be forward in the run. I'm forgetting Snow Lord. Won first up with a personal best performance last year of minus 9.9, but was last on Saturday, slow sectionals and a pretty poor performance. I think you can follow almost every horse out of this race. There was something for everyone there, but Man Booker, fastest sectionals, an incredible last 400 metres to go from first or last to first and win the race. And after the race, Dan Morton said that the Winterbottom was probably the target this year. Based on that acceleration, you'd say that's probably not a bad call.
I cannot wait to see the progression of not just Man Booker, but all of these horses. All but 2 were first up on Saturday. So it's just the beginning. A lot of these have far bigger fish to fry later on towards that Ascot Carnival. So we cannot wait to see them. There are plenty of horses I think we want to be following. There was still one race to come on Saturday, and this one was taken out by a horse that, well, hasn't done much wrong, but has been a little bit of a bridesmaid. It was Bell My Pago.
Back from the Kimberley, leads the way by a length over Kennedy. Over on the inside, enjoying a good run to the home corner is 4 Candles. No luck though for Recharger. Heart of Kerr tracking up well just behind those, and Colourful Chloe about to spin around the corner, coming to the outside. Back behind those then is Unibro, but down by the 250, and Kennedy shaken up in front, draws a neck on Jelani Express into the clear. Heart of Kerr, Recharger, Bell My Pago and McEdith are all starting to swamp down the extreme outside. Inside the 100, McEdith and Colourful Chloe go to Heart of Kerr with Bell My Pago. Here's a finish coming up. Boy, that is close.
Bell My Pago gets the victory she deserved, recording a figure of plus 1.1.
Yeah, the gate was the big question mark on Saturday. I didn't think she could win the race from there, but she proved me wrong. She graduates from this class now. She let down really, really well to win the race. She's not the follow horse. That is McEdith. Was beaten by Bella Galloper on the day, but clearly up to this level for Chris Gangemi. Was really good in a midweek meeting about 10 days ago. Forgetting Kennedy from the same yard here, was on speed in what was an evenly run race before coming home with the slowest 200 and 400 metres. Doesn't look like one of the greatest pickups from the east for that yard. And Forgiving Colourful Chloe here was wide throughout and certainly is capable of better based on her first up victory. She finished 4th on Saturday.
Let's take a look at the star performers from the final Belmont Park meeting, who are our best overall and class performers.
Well, Taxagano takes out the best overall and class rating in that fast run race set up by Cockney Crew, minus 7.9 overall and minus 6.2 for the class. The sectionals, it's all about George. Man Booker, 10.88 the last 200 and 22.16 the last 400, with the 2 standout sectionals of the day.
And the last 600, 33.32. Well, you can't go much quicker than that. It was sensational from Man Booker. We'll take a quick break, and on the other side, it all comes down to this. We'll see who won our tipping competition. Welcome back to the run of the race, where it all comes down to this. After 19 rounds, we had our final round of the PR Tipstar competition, and let's take a look at what would have been the best way home on Saturday. It was a fair few points you could get.
Yeah, it's possible to make ground in the final round. You had 3,194 points was the best possible score. You needed 8 of the 9 winners, and Brittany's old favourite Adrian McPhee paid $21.30 to place in the first leg of the quaddie.
Yes, that was a big place dividend, that is for sure. What did our weekly winner manage to find?
Only found the 2 winners, Jarman in race number 2, but critically Taxagano at $26.50 and $4.90 in race number 5. Terry Glasgow is the winner, 1,798 points.
Well done to you, Terry. Just goes to show all you need to do is find your big bet on a big priced horse. You can see that a lot of people adopted that tactic throughout the course of the competition. Drum roll, please. It all comes down to this. Who is the winner?
Glenn Montague of Montague Partners has won the tipping competition at Belmont Park for 2019 with a score of 11,471 points. It was a leader's track on Saturday. It was very hard to make ground because he's got such a big advantage going into the final round as a leader. He can play it relatively safe. Everybody else has to chase, and unfortunately, no one could catch him. So well done, Glenn. You can get back to some proper work now.
I think he's been not much work going on in the Montague offices. He has been trying to hold on to this lead, and he's done it. This has been a lot of fun over the course of the Belmont season, and we get to do it all again at Ascot.
Yeah, Ascot Racing Carnival tipping competition will open a couple of days before opening day. That's sponsored by Crown Perth, and that is on the 12th of October. And just a shout out to Crown Perth because they provide us with vouchers for this competition every week. And Glenn Montague is the winning of the overall competition. He got a $250 Crown Perth voucher and a $1,000 cheque from Perth Racing.
Wonderful prizes. Make sure that you do get involved. You have a week to sleep on it, to think about it, because we do have the Kalgoorlie race round this week. So a week break. We won't be with you next week for the run of the race, but after opening day, we'll be back with all the data-driven analysis come opening day. We look forward to seeing you then.
He makes her bid.